Boom! Welcome back to GNA TV, people. I hope you are all well. I'm your host, Jem. Let's cue the intro.
Don't know how I'm here, and it's you that I want to need. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking good.
Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. And as you can see, Ads has been working very, very hard. Man's changed the backgrounds. Man's changed the logos. Big up to him as well for doing that. He's done an absolutely immense job. However, we are here to talk about that player rating show. Yeah, that game yesterday. Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid. 2-0. My guy Dan's here with us as well. Dan, how you doing, bro?
Doing good, man. I'm buzzing, and like we said off the mic, like normally games wear down, like when you wake up and like you go to work and you get on with your day. But look, I'm still buzzing now, man. Still buzzing now at how dominant we were yesterday. So I'm happy, man. Proud.
Same. And to be honest, to cut a long story short, we will be talking about the game and delving into it. But how we're gonna do it now is we're gonna go into the player ratings. We're gonna try and get them out of the way. And then I'm going to drop the link in the chat so that you guys can get involved as well. Please get your ratings in per player along with me and Dan as we go through them. But yeah, I'm buzzing. I haven't felt like this for a long time. You see me on player rating shows stressed, angry. Dan's been here with probably most of them with me being pissed off and shouting and screaming. And yeah, it's definitely a good feeling. Alex says, yes, people, big up to Alex as well. People, please smash the like button as well. Please share and please subscribe as well. Big up to Shilio. We played so well. Big up Jem and Daniel. Hashtag is in the house. Big up to him. He's liking the new channel art as well. We appreciate that, my man. And yeah, please, like Shilio said here, please smash that like button and please share on your socials. Let's try and build up that audience. Let's talk about the Chelsea and Atletico Madrid game, starting with man like Mr. Tickle. What we saying? What we saying, Dan?
Look, Mendy, man. I think we just he when you have someone who you can trust and rely upon in big moments to make key saves, like it does your defenders a world of good. And there's something Tuchel said in his post-match press conference that I really need to point out. When, like, he wasn't necessarily talking about Mendy, but he was talking about the whole team. And he said, with the way that we play, trust is a huge factor. And Mendy is someone you can rely upon, you can trust in. Like, he's not easy on the eye in terms of his feet, but he's still quite good on the ball. It's weird. Like, he's got everything in him, and then he can pull off the save, command his box well. I'm really growing towards him, and I'm gonna give him an 8, man. He was quality, solid.
Yeah, I agree. Adam's joined us now as well. Ad, how you doing, my bro? You all right?
All good, thanks, man. All good. How are you boys both doing? All right?
Not bad, bro. Not bad at all. Actually, really buzzing still. Buzzing from that game yesterday. Still in a good mood.
I know.
We're going to talk.
So I was going to say, bro, last time when we were last on our podcast, man, I feel like kind of sort of came off the back of it, feeling like we were really talking down on the team. We went over sort of like what is more to come and what was negative in the past. But overall, man, we've been quality, and last night sort of just added to that, didn't it? So,
well, exactly that. What we're doing, Adam, we were literally just going through the player ratings first. After the player ratings, we're going to talk about the game. I'm going to put the link out in the chat for the viewers to get involved and have their say as well. There's 20 plus of you here already. Please smash the like button. Please share on your socials. And please subscribe if you're here new here as well. Adam, how did you think Mendy performed yesterday, and what would you rate him out of 10, bro?
I caught the last sort of glimpses of what Dan was saying there. So, with Mendy, I think ever since he's been with the club, you can't really deny that when he's looking at a traditional goalkeeper, he's got all the attributes you really want to look for. As a shot stopper and his positioning, he's pretty decent. And when you're talking about comparing him to Kepa the year before, quality. But for last night, I thought the one thing you always doubt him on is his kicking. And last night, his kicking, he had a couple of moments where he saw it off the pitch. But in comparative, he looked pretty comfortable. And he was there when he had to make saves. So I got to say, they didn't give him too much to test him, did they? But even the shot with João Felix at the end looked comfortable, put it over the bar. And every game you see him, he's more and more impressive because he looks more and more dominant. So we're ranked at a 10. Again, I have to agree with Dan, an 8 or a 9. Because you can't really ask much more of him. If he was facing more shots, you potentially be talking about a 9 or a 10. But just based on the fact he didn't have much to do, he did what was asked of him, wasn't it?
I agree. Kai says 10, which is a big rating. Slen's talks in the house, big up to him. 7.5 for the Senegalese. Dida is what he says there. Alex CFC says 7. What's he saying here? Velvish one says, relax, you only beat a 10 man. Oh, shut up, you Liverpool. I'm going to say the last bit, but yeah, Velvish one, big up to you, my man. Jim, your back three centre backs look good. And that's true. We're going to get into that a bit later. Obviously, it seems like it doesn't matter who plays in the back three. They all seem to be playing for the team, putting in performances as well. For me, Mendy was a strong 8.5. One of the things that has surprised me with him recently is that he hasn't had much to do, but when he has been called upon, he's made some really good saves, like saves that probably Kepa wouldn't have made. Like they probably would have gone in the back of the net in many ways. But yeah, he's definitely improving. His distribution, I agree with Adams, a lot better at going out, which is definitely a weakness in his game. But yeah, overall, not bad. We're going to move on to Aspie, Dan. What are we saying about the captain?
Look, as reliable as ever. I think the good thing about Azpilicueta is that he just goes about his work quietly, gets the job done. And I've always said this, he just reminds me of Paulo Ferreira. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Paulo as well was someone who just got the job done, didn't make a fuss, consistent sevens every single week. And you need those kind of players in your team. Someone who doesn't need the spotlight, doesn't make high profile errors. To be fair, he did get away with the penalty shout. I think he did get away with that. But look, it was cute. It was smart. Sometimes when it comes off, it looks good. When it doesn't, obviously he gets criticised. But it came off yesterday, and he was a reliable player. So I'm giving him a 7.
7. Slen says 7 as well. But that mistake was a bit worrying. Yeah, I mean, it could have been given. I've seen them given, to be honest. We did get away with one there. Ads, what are you saying, mate?
Yeah, I don't think there's too much more to say about him on last night, really. Is as Dan really said, he's our ever reliable captain. And I think he inevitably gives you quality and leadership, more importantly, which on those big European nights is what you need. Yeah. So without Thiago Silva in the back line, I think he probably was fundamental to that, and there was other defenders that really stepped up as well. But yeah, I'd say probably a 7 is fair, just going off the fact that he didn't really make that one mistake that could have been catastrophic. I mean, on another night, if that goes the other way, he gets sent off and we give away a pair.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're talking about something very, very different. But yeah, given the fact that luckily that didn't go that way, outside of that mistake, reliable performance as you always see from him. So yeah, 7 about fair.
I agree. Definitely a 7. He's probably the player we talk about the quickest on here because he's just so consistent. And for me, that's why you've got to talk about him being one of the best players in his position in the Premier League, in my eyes. Like, he's so consistent in his performances. And for me, he doesn't matter. You know, he's getting older and older and he seems to still be the same. His levels just don't drop with him. Do you know what I mean? So big up to him as well. I'll give him a 7. Dan, what we saying about Zouma, who came in for Krusty the Clown, didn't he?
Quality, man. I think the back three thing came from him not being able to play in the back three, came from like him playing on the left. And you know, when you play on either side of the back three, you kind of need to be quite confident on the ball, carrying it out and passing it. I think playing in the middle, you're allowed more leeway in terms of your primary role is to defend. And he was comfortable. He played really, really well, aerially dominant. I think when he doesn't play, we lack a bit of edge in the air. And he was aerially dominant yesterday. And look, we wanted that bit of grit. You see the way he comes and backs Rudiger. I think we've lacked that recently, man. Like that kind of just toughness and just that cutting edge in terms of just wanting to be dirty, wanting to be a bit rough. There's nothing wrong with being aggressive because that's what we want. We want the other team to know we're not here to play, kind of thing. And Zouma was quality yesterday, man. I'm gonna give him a 7.5. 7.5.
7.5. Strong. How do you say, man?
Yeah, mate, I can't really think of where you put a foot wrong yesterday, Zouma. I think probably the only reason that maybe Dan's saying a 7 or 7.5 is just because there was other defenders that maybe outshone him in some respects. You know, they just did more stand out. But I can't really think of a time where Zouma did put a foot wrong himself.
Yeah.
As Dan said, I loved his aggression. I think he does look much more comfortable in Tuchel's squad as that central defender as opposed to two on the outside.
Yeah.
I think because he's probably that one defender out of all the guys we've got at the club right now is the least suited to what Tuchel's really looking for. He's looking for ball playing defenders, and he's maybe the one with the least technical ability when it comes to his feet. But yeah, aerially he's absolutely dominant. I think between him and Rudiger, they shut Suarez out the game to the extent where he was off for 50 minutes. So yeah, I'd probably even give him an 8. So.
Yeah, I hear that. I thought he was. I agree with Adam. I think he was an 8. One thing I want to just clear up. There's a lot of people that keep saying, "Don't play as Chelsea fans." I'm talking about it. Don't play Zouma in the back three because he can't play there. His distribution is shocking. I don't want to hear this anymore. I just don't want to hear this. Every time he's been called upon to play in a back three, he's played well. At Everton, he played very well. He dealt with DCL at the back, contained him the whole game. Today, yesterday's game, Suarez, Felix, again, he played again very, very well. His positioning was very good. Even with the ball at his feet, he looked comfortable. We know he's got a mistake in him, but so's Rudiger. So's Christensen. Do you know what I mean? But it seems like they've kicked that out of themselves a little bit since Tuchel's come in there. One of the key things that I heard before the game yesterday, I can't remember who was being interviewed. I think it was Rudiger, actually. He was saying something about how after a game, Tuchel never praises them. It always goes on about what they still done wrong and what they can do better. So before they even start a game, he's already telling them, make sure you don't do this, make sure you don't do that. Like he's always talking about their flaws. Like they don't ever get praised by him, and you can see that it's keeping the level of performances up there because it's kind of like bringing it to their attention before they even start, and that's a big thing, for a manager to be able to do that and keep players happy. Do you know what I mean?
I think on that point as well, mate, when you're looking at the defenders we've got there, I still do think there is mistakes probably in Rudiger, in Zouma, in Christensen, because we've seen it so many more times over. But I think the reality is that Tuchel now has this squad so well disciplined that he's set the high bar now that it's sort of like if you're making mistakes, you're looking at everyone else around you and knowing that you've let down the whole team. And they're really just depending on one another and backing each other up. And again, we saw that coming over, backing up Rudiger Bafine when he was getting confrontation. It's just discipline, man. They seem to have just edged out those mistakes that were there before. So
I agree. Dan, Rudiger, another great performance, eh?
Look, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest and say on other platforms that Christensen has regained my trust, I have to say the same with Rudiger as well. He's been quality. I still have my reservations based off of what happened last season, knowing that it's still in him. He's still capable of maybe the bad performance or just the moment of madness. But look, he's been playing well. He's played really, really well since Tuchel's come in. Even the back end of Lampard, I think he had a couple of good games as well. And again, yesterday was a very, very good performance. Suarez couldn't even get a sniff. I don't even think Suarez had a chance, like of no. And that's because of Rudiger. Because I feel like Suarez aimed to stick on Rudiger. He maybe felt Rudiger was the weakest defender. Maybe someone who could get something out of. And from the first minute, when Rudiger barges him off the ball, you just knew Rudiger was on it today. So I'm impressed, man. I'll give him an 8 because of how he handled Suarez. Give him an 8.
Slen says Rudiger is a monster at the moment. Gets a 9. Adam, do you agree?
Yeah, man. I was expecting Dan to maybe come out with one of his top scores there. I for sure. I think Rudiger. If it wasn't for Kante being on the pitch, I think we'd all be hailing Rudiger as 100% the man of the match. I think it was out of him and Kante to get it, and it's probably the best performance I've actually seen Rudiger play in a Chelsea shirt, if I'm honest. I can't think of many more where it comes close. I thought he was flawless. I thought he was immense. As Dan says, it seemed quite early in the game that they were trying to back up from that first leg with sort of that Suarez-Rudiger rivalry. and Rudiger pocketed him for the whole of the first half. Second half, he came back out. He couldn't get anything again. He got taken off after 55 minutes. So I thought Rudiger was immense, man. With everything he did, I'd probably give him a 9.5. And the only reason I wouldn't give him a 10 is because he probably went down like a sack of shit.
Do you know what?
But
He gets a 9, man. He gets a 9. He was quality, man. I'm really, when I think about it, you're right. Probably the second best player on the pitch. He gets a 9 for sure.
Yeah, I think he, other than Christensen, he's the one that shocked me the most, because when he first came to Chelsea, he had sort of a high performance. His levels were good, and then he picked up that injury, and we were actually missing him, if you remember, because he was out for quite a while, and we was like, oh, we need Rudiger back. He came back, and his level just dropped, and we was wondering, was it the injury? Was it something else? He was, giving errors away, goals away, and he just didn't look the same. And ever since Tuchel came through the door again, it's like revitalized him, and he just looks hungry. He looks hungry. He's, he's not making silly rash challenges in the box. He's calm on the ball, when sometimes in the past he wasn't. He would rush and make a mistake. And I don't think there's much more to say other than a strong 9 for me. I thought he was a very, very good player. Would I give him the man of the match? We'll get to that. I won't say yet, but he's definitely up there. Great performance from him. Strong TVs here. She said Rudiger pocketed Felix and Suarez. I mean, when you got Suarez walking off after 60 minutes, that's when you know you've done a blooming good job, didn't you? Let's be serious, Suarez is a top quality striker as well. So cannot complain about that. Actually, Rudiger pocketed everyone who came into his presence, is what she says now. This is true as well, Gio. I am finally happy. This is probably one of the first player rating shows I've done, and I've done loads on here, where I'm actually smiling and I feel good about our performances, So, yes, you have a happy gem. We're going to move on anyway, and we're going to jump on to someone that is... I'll let Dan start first. Dan, Alonso. Go on.
You know what? He no longer has the attacking output that he normally would, playing as a wing. He's no longer an issue to the team, if that makes sense. So he just does his job. Like, he does his job. He's no longer like a liability because he has people covering around him. I think he has lost a bit of attacking edge. Maybe that comes down to not playing in a while and stuff like that. Maybe he's getting into the groove of things again. But as long as you're doing your job, I have no problems with you being in the team. Do you know what I'm saying? So a quiet Alonso, let's not get it twisted. A quiet Alonso is a good Alonso for us. It's good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's other guys who can get the job done at the other end of the pitch. So I'll give him a 7 by default, because the whole team was quality. I'll give him a 7.
I hear that.
But he didn't do anything fancy. He didn't do anything terrible. So,
yeah.
Adam, what you saying, mate?
Yeah, I think more of the same as what Dan's saying there, to be honest. Is he did what was asked of him, and whenever he was sort of given any defensive questions, where in another team or seasons gone by, you sort of say, shit, you don't want Alonso defending against a team with the quality of Atletico. But he was always there to answer the questions when they were thrown his way. And in an attacking front, he did maybe give you as much as he could do before. But I think what we're looking at now is a more mature Alonso that knows what he's being asked of by the manager, Sometimes we look at Alonso in other teams and you'd see him as like the left winger, almost as like that second 9 as a striker. And you're sort of thinking, it's great having someone there with that level of height that maybe can get on the end of crosses and is always at the back stick. But when you're asking them to go the other way, you couldn't get back and he wasn't matching runs. So I think we're just looking at a more balanced Alonso now, and he did his job last night. So I give him a 7 as well.
Yeah, a lot of 7s in the chat. 7s. I've seen 8s. I've seen mainly 7s. Ad says, I got my eye on the ball. Big up to Danny. Look, do I think we need to improve in that area still? Yes. Do I think Alonso's the answer to our fullbacks? No. Is he putting in decent performances so far? Yeah. Does he do much really in the game? I don't think he's really that effective. I think he's just comfortable with playing as a fullback because that's his strongest position. But yeah, what kills me with him is just his slow-mo way. Like it drives me mad how slow this guy is. It's like watching Matrix, I swear. But he was a 7. He was a 7. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's in a team that's playing well. Hassan says, Hakimi or Gosens, I want. Hakimi can't play off the left though, can he? He's more of a right fullback. And Gosens plays for, is that its Italy team? What are they called? Is it Atlanta? Yeah. So I ain't seen much of him, so I can't comment on him too much. But yeah, there was also talks about Guerrero from Dortmund as well. Who is it? Guerrero? Yeah, I think it's Guerrero. Yeah, who's very, very good. But we'll have to see. We're going to move on.
With that, sorry, man, just before we move, I think with that one still, mate, it's just going to come down to the summer window, and it's going to come down to Tuchel sitting with the board and saying, all right, I've had 6 months working with the team now. I maybe see this being the formation next year. Because if it's a back four, I still think Chilwell's quality. I can't see him working as a wing back, where he hasn't proved so far he looks too comfortable as a wing back. Yeah. But in the back four, he showed for Leicester he was quality. He was one of the best in the league last year. And even when he was playing under Frank, he was one of our standout players from the back four, able to attack a lot and also gave us some stability defensively as well. So still got faith in Chilwell. But see how it turns out.
I hear that. I do hear that. Dan, Kovacic, how good was he yesterday?
He was good. He was good. He was comfortable. Look, Kovacic is the same old Kovacic, man. You know what you're going to get from him. Quality touches. They couldn't get near him. His dribbling, able to break the lines. He's everything you want in a football player, man. Like when he first came, I said he's Hazard in central midfield, and that's the way he dribbles, man. You can't really do anything about him when he starts to go on the development runs. Again, we already know what we would like Kovacic to improve on, getting more assists, goals. I think he has that in him. I think if he can get a bit more goals or assists, you're looking at a younger version of Modric. You know what I'm saying? So he's that good. I honestly believe he's that good. But yeah, he was quality, man. And if not for the fact that his partner, his twin six in crime, was that good, like it would have been one of the top performers yesterday as well. So I'll give him an 8.
8, yeah, strong. Yeah. Ad, do you agree?
Yeah, I'd probably give him an 8 as well, to be honest, man. He's similar to Azpilicueta, and what we were saying there, he's become so consistent for us. You sort of know if you put him on the pitch, you're at least going to be getting a 7 performance every game. You very rarely see his quality drop, and his transition, taking the ball from defence into attack, is always effective. So, yeah, I think the combination he's got going on with Kante is amazing right now as well, and I'm all for it. So, yeah, I might give him an 8.
And that's something that a lot of Chelsea fans, again, were like, no, don't play them together. It's not good enough. It doesn't work. It does work. Why can't we just trust Tuchel? Every time he puts out a formation, we question it and he proves us wrong. So Kante, we're going to get to him in a minute, but Kovacic was, for me, he done everything. He was good with the ball at his feet. He was driving with the ball. He was intercepting. He was helping Kante get around the pitch, which actually allowed Kante not have to be everywhere, which I feel like he has to do when Jorginho's on the pitch in many ways because of his lack of pace. He was a strong 8 for me. He was immense for me yesterday. He was top quality, and I just want him to continue with that level. I really, really do. Kante is the new name for the double 6. I like that, Slim. That's not bad. That's not bad, bro. That is not bad. There's nearly 26 of you here. Please smash that like button. Let's try and get to 40 likes, and let's try and get at least 40 viewers with us today, people. It's definitely a strong 8 for me. We're going to move on to the man that was pretty much here, there, and everywhere. Wherever the ball was, he was. Dan, Kante, what are we saying?
I made a video on him in October and this is the only person I'm going to give like a long soliloquy, so bear with me. I basically made the video on him, basically breaking down why you can't say he's declined, why you can't say he's no longer the same guy and whatnot. And I gave the stats, I gave the figures, I gave the reasons, the context why. Look, Lampard made a lot of errors, and one of the biggest errors he made was playing Kante as a lone DM. In all the teams he's been in, the France team, Leicester team, Chelsea team, where he was successful, one PFA Player of the Year, he's never played as a lone DM. That's not what he's done. And Tuchel's coming straight away, twin, and has identified how key Kante is as a player to the system. and he's created a system where he matches him alongside another 6, another person to play within midfield. When I tell you, Kante was everywhere, as in he was a pest. He reminds me of like my little brother when he used to play football, where they had so much energy, they would never stop tackling. Like even if you dribble past them, he'd find his way to run back, and he still had the energy. You're like, don't you get tired? Like, and then obviously it just got that, like Kante as a whole was epitomized in that last play in the 90th minute for Emerson's goal. He created Emerson's goal. He allowed Emerson to get a goal because of the run that he made, running past basically their whole team, and then making the run towards the right, opening up the space for Emerson to score to the left. That was a 10, easily a 10. Kante's best performance in a long, long time in terms of like just everything that he did. There was a part of me that wanted Pulisic to actually pass it to Kante to give him a chance to score because he deserved it that much. Look, we're lucky to have him. I tweeted it and it got a bit of traction. I tweeted it. I said, if we don't give this guy a Champions League, man, we've done him an injustice. That's the only trophy he needs. And we need to find a way to give it to him because he deserves it. And for the people that have said he's declined, for the people who said he's declining,
nonsense.
What I hate in football is this crystal ball effect. And that's what's killing punditry and all these podcasts. Is crystal ball. Everyone wants to be the first person to say something, to say a trend, and then people can see and they're like, yeah, this guy said it first. Sometimes just appreciate quality players, man. Kante is a brilliant player who every team in world football would love to have him. And unfortunately, we have him. Or fortunately for us, we have him. And look, we got to appreciate him. What else he's here, man? 10 out of 10. He's quality.
Yeah. It was another. I mean, for me, he's the only world class player we have in our team. Yeah. In my eyes. Adam, what are you saying, mate?
Yeah, man, there's not too much else to say after that, man. For sure, Dan's done him a perfect credit after that performance last night, man. It was really hard to fault anything that he did last night. I put out a post last night saying I'm actually starting to believe that Kante may have 3 lungs because the amount of running that he's able to do on the pitch is just absolutely crazy, man. He's just non-stop. And I think that people were worried last night. We saw the Atletico lineup and they brought back a few names that are sort of those players that will give 100% and they won't stop running themselves. But Kante just stopped everything. As soon as we looked like we could lose the ball, we worried for a slight second. Kante was there. He was in every single spot where you needed him to be. His position is perfect. His intelligence is just on a different level. He knows when the passing's going to be going through. He knows when to keep his position, when to press forward. You can't really not give him a 10. I think I gave Rudiger a 9.5 and said that he was very unlucky not to get man of the match. And I think the only reason for that is because Kante was a 10. Perfect.
Yeah, he was immense, absolutely immense. There's not much really more to say after what you two guys said, to be honest. He was, for me, he's got to be a 10. I've never given anyone a 10. I've always said 9.5 as like a top bracket for me.
First 10. You got to have a.
Do you know why I don't give him a 10? The only reason why I don't give him a 10, his distribution's still a bit poor. Like he's not that good with the ball, and that's just Kante for you. Do you know what I mean? He does everything else so perfect, but he still gives the ball away. He still, when he gets into the box with the ball, you just don't want to see him in the box. It's like, why is he there? Why can't it be Havertz on the ball running in the box like that? Because you just know that a lot of the times it's just you're not going to get anything from it. And I'd give him a 9.5. I'd give him a 9.5, and that's how strong I thought he played yesterday. And for me, he's the only world class player we have currently in that squad. World class.
Thiago Silva.
Yeah, when he's playing, isn't he? To be fair, I'd say Thiago. I mean, Thiago Silva and how he was on the stands yesterday. That was amazing. Shouting at the players, screaming like that. He's definitely going to become a manager, 100%. Definitely going to become a manager after his playing career. We're going to move on to someone that surprised me. Actually, he's surprising me because I think he's not actually a fullback. And he seems to slowly be getting used to it. Dan, Reece James.
Yeah, you literally hit the nail on the head, man. He's slowly getting used to the wing-back role. One of the biggest things that I said, and my biggest criticisms of that his first touch was always in inside. He was always taking his first touch inside. I needed him to take on your fullback, like try and beat your man. And he did that a lot yesterday, put in some good balls as well. Yesterday, I got into a heated argument in the group chat today about Reece James, and some people in the chat were saying Trent still deserved to be picked. I'm thinking, are you crazy? Like, Reece James has been quality, he had a solid season. And people have forgotten, before he got injured and was rushed back by Lampard, he was probably the best right back in the league till Cancelo had dominated, and now he's like established himself. But Reece James was quality, like very, very good and solid. So yeah, man. Yes, it's another solid performance, man, and I'm really impressed with him. And he's slowly grown on a lot of other fans. I personally think he's the third best right back in the league when everyone's on their day. So Trent, Cancelo, I think he's right up there. I think he's third because he's complete. Defensively, he doesn't really have a weakness because he's strong and quick. Going forward, he doesn't have a weakness. I think he's even robbed of assists. I think he'd get a lot more assists in another system where a team was clinical. Yeah, he's good, man. I'd give him a 7.5, 7.5, 8, whatever you feel.
Yeah. Adam?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I think the best reflection really is probably Atletico's biggest talent anyway, is João Felix, and he was on the side constantly that Reece James was playing on, and he pretty much shut him up shop. There's probably Azpilicueta adding quite a bit to that as well, given the position of him too. Yeah. But he looks powerful, man. Every time he's driving forward the ball, you always feel pretty comfortable that there's going to be something that comes from it. And he's powerful in the sense that he can defend with it as well. You know, you sometimes see some stocky defenders that can defend, but they can't attack. And he's got it on both sides of the pitch. I think, as Dan said, he put some nice balls in the box yesterday. Maybe we didn't have the certain like target man like a Tammy or a Giroud to get on the end of them. But nevertheless, he was putting it in some nice positions. I think there was one where all the Atletico Madrid fans sort of flooded, all the centre-backs flooded their 6-yard box. And he was quite clever to cut it back to Werner, who was just on the edge of the box and didn't quite get the connection off his shot. But that's one I remember. And I think there was a few more in there as well, where he was just adding quite a lot from that right side. I think in the first half, he gave their left-back Lodi an absolute headache, and he had to come off at half-time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, he's looking better and better by every performance in that position. So, yeah, I'd probably go with Dan, probably 7.5, maybe an 8.
Yeah, I would agree. I'll give him a 7.5. He's slowly performing better in that position. He don't give us what Cho gives us on that wing. It's a little bit different. He's more. I think the team's more balanced with him in it.
Yeah.
It just depends who you're up against and maybe what the score is and if you're chasing the game and things like that. Because if you're chasing the game, you need a goal. I wouldn't have him on the pitch. I'd rather have Cho there. Do you know what I mean? If you want to tighten things up and you know, just play keep ball. And if the opposition's strengths are on the wings, you play Reece James. Do you know what I mean? It's straightforward as that. And he was good. He was good again. And I'm happy that he's slowly getting, you know, slowly moulding into that position as well. We're going to move on to Kai Havertz, who again for me is just getting better and better. But Dan, what are you saying about him?
The one player, one signing I always told people never worry about. I always said, look at the circumstances. He's going to come good. He just needs to adjust to the league. And I think people thought we were using that as a gimmick. Havertz is that type of player that needs to adjust to the league, and yesterday in terms of his performances as well. To kind of, we needed to see that Leverkusen Havertz, and I think we saw that yesterday. He's been quality the last 3 games, even the Leeds game where people said he should have scored and whatnot. It's the fact that he's now more impactful in games. There was a lot of times we were seeing Havertz and he just wouldn't even be effective. You wouldn't even, he was so big. He just wouldn't even know he was in the game. He wasn't playing well. And we just didn't like that. And he's our big money signing at the end of the day. He cost a lot of money, so we wanted to see more from him. And now the last 3 games, Everton, Leeds, today or yesterday, he was quality, man. It's neat touches, glides across the pitch. He works hard as well. He's and people think like he's actually quicker than he looks. And like the way he breezed past Trippier, who's not a slow player, was insane. And then he obviously plays it with his right foot to Werner. lovely way. He was quality, man. Got to give King Kai 7.5 as well, man. And he's growing on me. He might become my favorite player because I like him a lot, man.
Yeah, I hear that. Adam, what do you feel about Havertz?
No, yeah, similar to Dan again, really. He's looking more and more confident every game you see him in it. And I think the body language that he's giving off is actually the best reflection of that as well. I think when we saw him under Lampard, I don't know, even the way he was speaking in his post-match conferences and in the game, he never looked like he was wanting the ball, almost like getting it and giving it straight back off or running away from the ball. Now he's coming to it. He's demanding it, similar to what we see from Hazard when he was previously with us, and just demanding the ball. And that's when you've got a player with that much technical quality, that's what you're looking for, isn't it? You're looking for someone to come and pick the ball, drive us up the pitch, and then release it at the right moment. And I think he's doing that really, really well at the moment. He's getting better and better by the game. So, man, I had a big part in that first goal. And, I thought he looked very comfortable outside of that. Defensively, he can seem like he can work back. He can do it for the team. And, I think we're starting to get somewhere with Havertz. So, I give him a 7.5 on yesterday.
Yeah, it was immense for me again, and he's very. What I like about him is his movement. He always runs into space. You know, he always drags defenders wide. He's very quick for a tall player as well. I mean, that first goal, the way he sprinted, it wasn't even sprinted away. It was like a short burst away from Trippier. Then it opened up Werner to be able to run off. And it was just that goal. I said to Dan earlier on, it reminded me of the Barcelona game. You know, when when Drogba scored that goal, and it was a scuffy goal as well. He hit it straight at Valdez and it went in. That's what it reminded me of, because Ziyech done exactly the same thing. It wasn't the greatest of shots. It just went straight at Oblak, didn't it? And he kind of fumbled at it. But the way Werner broke down the wing reminded me of Ramirez when he broke down that wing. I think Lampard knocked the ball over the top, flying enough like that to him. And it reminded me so much of that goal. And it was, Havertz for me, he's the man. I'm telling you, he really is. And I just hope that he continues. I just think he needs a goal. I think he needs goals now. Do you know what I mean? Just to give him a bit more of a boost. If the goals start coming again, then he's a bit like Werner. I just think with both of them, I think we're really going to see the best of them. And I'm happy to have them at our club, 100%. A lot of people were saying 7.5s. Slen says Havertz glides on the pitch at times. He does actually glide. For a tall guy, it's amazing to watch. Real Chris says 7.5 as well. We're going to move on to... Where is he? I just saw him. There he is. Dan, Hakim Ziyech. Is he back? Has the wizard woke up?
I'll hold off on that. I mean, he came out of his nap briefly for yesterday. He started poorly. Let's not get it twisted. The first 15 minutes he was poor. Thought he could have done a lot better in terms of his touches, his passing was kind of off first 15 minutes, but then he came into his own, especially second half. That second half performance was like the ones we saw against Burnley, Sheffield United earlier on in the season, where he was playing well before he got injured. He was getting more shots away on goal as well. He wasn't crossing aimlessly. It was a big improvement from what we've seen. And like Dirk Kuyt said, he said players from the Eredivisie League need to adapt. And I think that's what we didn't factor in because of the games that we saw him play well. We thought he didn't need to adapt. We thought, he's going to go and running straight away. I think next season we expect big things from a lot of these guys. But in terms of yesterday's game, look, he deserves the 7. He was steady, he was balanced, got the goal as well. So you got to give him credit for that, finishing it off nicely on his right foot. And yeah, man, it's just onwards and upwards, really. You just want to see a more consistent Ziyech.
Go on, Ed.
On my part, man, I think, as Dan says, it's a big step up for Ziyech because he's coming from the Eredivisie, and in a lot of respects, it's a good league, but it's not what you really deem to be one of those top competitive leagues. And I know Ajax went on a strong Champions League run and showed that they did have a really tough outfit that could go all the way. But outside of that, week in, week out, he was playing against teams that, with all due respect, were probably like bottom half of the Prem / Championship level sides, So it's a big step up to then go into Chelsea and within 1 year be expected maybe the levels that he was doing in Ajax for some parts. So, I think there's still much more to come. But last night he looked better than the previous 3-4 opportunities that Tuchel had given him in the team. He hadn't really grasped at any of the opportunities that Tuchel gave him. And I think all of us, when we were speaking before the game yesterday, were a little bit, I wouldn't say disappointed, but we were a little bit shocked that Ziyech was given the nod because he hadn't really grasped at any opportunities before. So to put him in against Atletico was a big ask. But yeah, he came up big for parts of the game. I thought after his goal, he was better. And he stopped giving the ball away. He seemed to be making a lot more direct runs. There's that clip we saw from the Leeds game where he was just stood on the edge of the box when he should have been dashing and trying to burst into the front post.
Yeah.
And I thought we saw a bit more of those intense runs yesterday, which is someone he needs to add a lot more often. So, yeah, I give him a 6.5 on yesterday, but that's probably a much better score than what he's had in previous games. So hopefully it's going to keep improving now.
Yeah, I thought he was very good yesterday. In the second half, the front three sort of had that connection again. Werner was able to make runs and we were able to find him because Ziyech was, for me, he's our main creator. If he could start doing them balls that he was doing in the second half, then things start operating a lot better for us as a team, especially if you're going to play Timo Werner up front. So, yeah, Ziyech was, he got his goal. It was probably needed at the time. I would give him probably an 8. I thought he was a strong 8, to be honest. I just want him to continue with that. I just want him to continue because he has struggled in that position at most of the season, to be honest. The ball's been bouncing off him. He doesn't look like he's interested. He's looked like he's not bothered. And yesterday it was the opposite. And I just hope that he continues in that run of form. But moving on to Timo Werner. Dan, he still hasn't scored, but he's definitely influencing the games, isn't he? So what would you like to say about him?
No, I said it already. The reason why I don't see Timo Werner as a Morata or Torres is because Torres and Morata were ineffective. If they didn't score, they were not effective at all. They didn't do anything. It was just about them getting a goal or stat padding, getting a goal contribution or not. Like, even if you take away Timo Werner's assist yesterday, he was still a threat. In behind, he was making runs. His movement is second to none. I think he's got some of the best movement in the league. It's just that when it gets to actually getting on the ball, maybe an individual brilliance or finishing chance, that's what he's lacking right now. And I think that is a bit to do with his confidence because he was a finisher at yes, he missed chances, but he also scored a bucket load of them as well. So I think with Timo Werner, for me, it's just about giving this guy time, man. Yesterday he was good. He was always dangerous, always an outlet. And I was surprised the amount of space Atletico actually gave him. I think that came with their plan to try and press Chelsea. But what Tuchel has implemented in the team are much inside. The one criticism I have of Chelsea is that sometimes we need to play that final ball, that Bruno ball, I would say. Yeah, all in all, Werner played well, man. I'll give him a 7.5 as well. He was good. He was good.
Yeah, Ad, what are you saying, mate?
Yeah, man. He's sort of like similar to what we've seen from Timo for a while. Like his work ethic's there, his runs there, his energy's there. He's sort of got it all except for the finishing right now. He's getting in the right areas. He's playing the balls at the right moments. His assist yesterday for Ziyech was absolutely on the money. So yeah, man, I'll give him an 8 on yesterday. We're just looking to see him come back with that flurry of shooting and the finishing that hopefully pushes him on. But yeah, for last night, an 8.
Yeah, I agree with Dan. I think we need to start playing to his strengths more, especially in the first half. He was making runs and we just don't find him. We always try and do that easy pass when we should just play him. And we've done that in the second half. And the more we keep doing that, the more chances we create for ourselves to score and for him to score. So it just makes more sense to continue, at least continue doing that. And, I don't mind Havertz, Ziyech and Werner, that link up's perfect, in terms of what they bring. It's different. All three of them bring something different. It's just, Mason Mount, for example, where does he get in that team now? And it's good. It's a good problem for Tuchel to have because it's not like someone's playing really shit. Do you know what I mean? And you can drop him easily. It's like everyone's playing to a certain level. Actually, Hakim Ziyech has been pretty shit and he's still been getting in the team somehow. I don't even know why. But, after yesterday's performance, that just shows Tuchel sees something in Ziyech in that position. And yesterday was a good stint of why he's in the team. But Timo Werner, he will score goals. He will. We just got to keep playing to his strengths. He does so much for the team. The way Tuchel likes to play. You know, it's important, it's imperative that you keep him involved as much as possible in games. And you know, he's just so quick. Like as soon as he's behind you, you ain't catching him. It doesn't matter who it is. He's just so quick. He needs to practice in front of goal a bit more. Don't get me wrong, but you know, he'll get there. I don't worry with Timo. I just think he needs people to keep supplying him with them balls. And if you keep doing that, then you'll see the best of him. But yeah.
Similar to Havertz on that one as well. His body language looks so much better. I think maybe he's not at the ultimate confidence when it comes to finishing in front of goal, but he seems to be playing like he knows what's demanded of him in the team, and everyone's got his back and they believe in him. He looks a lot happier.
I agree. We're gonna move on to our man of the matches quickly. We'll do it as a group. Guys, who is your man of the match yesterday?
Easy, man. Yeah. Kante.
Yeah, Kante, man. Kante.
Kante, man of the match. Viewers, do you agree that Kante was your man of the match? Let us know in the chat what you believe. I am going to drop the link in here for you guys to come and have your say. We are trying that. It's a bit of a rush show, only because Man United are playing AC Milan. I know so many people want to go and watch that as well, which is it's going to be a good game. The link's in there. Guys, the overall game, obviously, I know we spoke about the players, but was you surprised how well I thought the first leg was impressive. But that second leg absolutely outblown it, that performance. The performance was just even better. And we were missing Mount and we was missing Jorginho, you know. And did it really surprise you how we seem to just keep going up gears? You know what I mean? It's not like we're hitting there and then dropping and then hitting there and dropping. We just go like that and like that and like that.
I think for me, that's the first... And I said this to you again off the mic, Jem. Like, I don't know how you feel about this, Adam, but I think since probably like 2008 under Avram Grant when we got to the final, I haven't seen us be the attacking or the dominant side in a Champions League. You know, a lot of times in recent times, Champions League guys for us have been going there to counter attack and not pressure and conceding possession, and then we try and break and score like that. But in terms of how dominant we were, we had our fingerprints all over this game, possession wise, second, thirds, creating chances. We were all over them, and the fact that they're top of La Liga, a lot of people have been screaming about this reduction in quality in the Premier League. Like, we're not the same as we used to be. I mean, look, the put in 3 teams the next round of the competition, and I think we played the hardest team, and we battered them. Like, it wasn't just a tight squeezing through. Normally these games, I'm surprised we didn't even concede a goal in a Champions League tie against Atletico Madrid. We have Suarez, we have Felix, we have these quality attacking players. Look, you got to give so much credit to this team and to Tuchel for his ideas. We can see what he's trying to play. And I think a lot of teams should be worried, man. We're the team nobody wants to play. Like, we actually are the team no one wants to play because of how we play, how we approach games.
Yeah, we're definitely the dark horses. I don't think, as much as I know we wouldn't want to play Bayern Munich, maybe Man City, a lot of these teams do not want to play us, because we've actually got a manager it's got the players playing, and he's a very good manager, and it's very clear and evident that in the short space of time that he's been here, he can get this team to play, you know. And the bad thing is, we even had a pre-season with him. Do you know what I mean, Adam? It's not even like, it's like he's come in and in such a short space of time he's managed to do this. You know what I mean? It's top draw from him. How impressed have you been with Tuchel, mate?
Yeah, I'm struggling to think outside of Guardiola where there is a manager right now that is showing they've got, well, I mean, I don't watch enough German football. I guess you'd say Hansi Flick is on that level as well, but he's shown he's got real world-class attributes as a manager right now. You know, I think when people looked at the draw initially, and we got drew up against Atletico, who were flying in La Liga, had Suarez on top form, João Felix, we had Lampard as a manager, and we were playing well when we drew them, but still, rival fans were sort of out here saying, oh, it's done. You guys you're in for a shock when you play Atletico. And I think since the first minute of the first whistle, we looked so in control of the game. It's sort of going back to what Dan said about, I haven't really seen us in Europe look that dominant and look as the attacking force that we have been. You know, we obviously focus on defence first, making sure we're resolute at the back and the whole team defends as one unit. But then even on the attacking front, we were just all over the pitch, man. I was so impressed with the team. I thought we looked better than them when they're just every element of the game. So
it was. Ads has joined us as well. Ads, what do you want to say, bro?
Yes, boys, big up to the panel. Yeah, man, I think I'll give my thoughts on the game and then have a little something to say. I think you man played really well yesterday. And like Adam said, since the first whistle, man, you man were on it. And I know they weren't taking their chances. And the reason why they couldn't is because that defense was so solid. And they didn't stand a chance in the second half. I think after the first half, there was no chance of them getting back into it at all, whether or not you man scored or not. You man could have pretty much didn't have to score for them to even have a shot, even trying to win the game or even draw. I mean, they were atrocious yesterday. You made them look bad. But yeah, man, another thing I want to say as well. I said to you, man, Rudiger will come good when a good manager believes in him. And everyone said, "No, Ad, you're talking nonsense. You're talking out your ass again." And I said, "Look, Lampard, if he was still in charge, he'd be gone this summer. But Tuchel puts his trust in players, and that's his main thing as a manager. He's done that to Rudiger. And now you've seen what he was brought in for a few years ago."
Yeah. I hear that, bro. I do hear that. Is there anything else you want to say, bro? Or is that it? You done?
Boys, take care, yeah?
Take care, Ad. See you later on, bro. See you later, mate. Slens is with us. Man like Slens is in the house. Slens, I know how impressed you was with the game. Obviously, you was on the football terrace with me when we went through it. Yeah. But yeah, let people know how impressed was you with the game.
Before I start, I just want to point something out, bro. Like Chelsea, we're doing player ratings on Thursdays, and Arsenal and Spurs are losing games on Thursdays. We're not the same, man. Don't try and claim London again, yeah. So yeah, nah, man. Listen, it was our most impressive performance, man. Like everyone was saying that we're gonna get smashed, we're gonna get killed by this Atletico team before the tie. But when we played them, they're suddenly a very average team. It's interesting how agendas change, man. Listen, for me, we're being called boring Chelsea again. We're being called, like tough to watch. This is all things that I love to hear, man. This is all things I used to hear when we were successful, and we're back to hearing it again. Like yesterday was just exemplary. Like we were just so good, man. Like I think Atletico Madrid got limited to a couple of chances in the game. They had no clear-cut chances in the two ties, and that's thanks to our tactically brilliant manager who set us up brilliantly. I think we all look at individuals and think, oh, he's a good defender. No, it's not about the player. The player is good enough to play for Chelsea, I think. I just think that the manager, whoever he puts in, somehow just understands his message and absorbs it well. So I think, listen, man, like one more thing I'll talk about is Kai Havertz, man. I think we're screaming out for a marquee player. Yesterday, man, the way he was gliding on the pitch, his like what I rate about a player is how he operates in small space, and he does that brilliantly, man. So I hope he's going to be a marquee player. I hope we're going to see him shine from here. I don't care if he doesn't score a goal. As long as he keeps performing like this, I don't care, honestly. I don't care about GAs.
Yeah, and Slens, I feel the energy. I feel the gas. I still feel the gas in people's voices. I know it was like late last night, but it's still, we're into the next day and it's coming to the evening. Everyone still feels very happy. We're in a good place, Chelsea fans, at the moment, and long may it continue. We've got Real Chris with us. What's happening, Real Chris?
I am very, I am very happy. You know my feelings of the Champions League already now. I think with Tuchel, no team is going to really want to face Tuchel right now because, he makes so, did anyone, listen to Simeone last night?
No. Tell us.
Oh, no. He's, praising, basically, Tuchel and all that, how hard Chelsea are, and, we was the better team by miles. He wasn't using penalties or whatever, red cards as an excuse because he knows how good Chelsea was. He could not press us. He couldn't. He subbed off Luis Suarez at the 60th minute. What's that tell you about Chelsea?
Yeah.
It's just insane. We subbed off Salah at 60 minutes as well. Chelsea are a hard team to play, and we look like we're coming back to ourselves again with a top manager.
What we'll do is, Chris, is we'll get everyone's individual points, and then at the end, before we finish, I want everyone to tell me whether they think Chelsea can win the Champions League this season. Yeah, I want to hear it because I know there's a lot of people in this group because I've seen you on Twitter. After we beat Atletico, screaming for it. I know Chris brought it up yesterday as well, but we will come to that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. Greywall Stinner's here as well. What are you saying, bro?
Kante, just what a player, man. I sent a super chat saying he's better than Steven Gerrard, and I wasn't joking. He is.
Better than who?
Steven Gerrard. I said he's better.
Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
No, they're not the same player, I know, but I mean, I just think Kante's better at what he does than Gerrard.
I thought you should say he's better than Mason Mount. I was say, don't say that because there's
No,
a time.
I would never. I would never criticize Mason Mount like that.
Jerem, don't start, man. Come on.
Johnny's here. Johnny, the Mason Mount defender.
Kante was so good last night. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He made every other midfielder look like a semi-pro.
Hey, do you know what looked really weird from yesterday? Like, did you not think Atletico Madrid's central midfielders looked really slow? Like, they just couldn't get near a Kovacic or Kante. I don't know if it's whether they're getting old. I know Koke was in there. He just looked so like he's legless in the middle. He just looked knackered. And Sal, is it Sal as well? Sal, he looked blooming dead as well. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, hats off to us, man. Hats off to us. Father is in the house. What you saying, bro?
I think you forgot one person to mention, Thiago Silva. Do you saw what happened yesterday, Thiago Silva did? Like, literally, man, Bear gave it lots of touchline, lots of instruction. Man was just screaming and all that, giving Bear instruction and that. Yeah. And after that celebration, you can see the passion coming up from him, and with Jorginho as well. It was so smooth, man. Honestly, like, I'm lost for words right now, Jim. I'm lost for words.
Yeah. I know that feeling, bro. I know that feeling. Who impressed you the most then? Who was your man of the match?
I would say Rudiger, man. I just think the way Rudiger pocket Suarez and Felix and all that. Damn, Rudiger was like, they were like the Suarez and the Joao Felix were scared of him, you know, and hats off to him for getting that Stephen Savage red card though, because I think Savage could have, you know, I think he was, you know, at some way maybe a little bit emotional on that, but that's how you conquer the master. Yeah.
Who's this guy?
I was waiting for Johnny to see that comment. Johnny, just hold. I'm coming to you. Don't worry. Don't bite the bullet, mate. Don't bite it. Alex CFC. Oh my God, the gas that this guy was putting on the football terrace. We actually got tweeted on the football terrace after how mad he went yesterday after that game. You still got that energy, Alex?
Yeah, I've relaxed a bit now. But I'm just chilling. I'm just being in work, man. Yeah, no, man. Like, Rudiger had Suarez for his breakfast in the morning. You know what I mean? He was literally having him for breakfast. So, I mean, the whole performance. You know, you know what I mean. The one thing I'm super happy about is like thinking long term is that if we keep playing like this, this could be a really good positive summer for us in sense of bringing new players to the squad and seeing like a lot of players when they do come to a team. You know, if we do go and get the Haalands and if you do go and get these other world class players or great players and they have to decide where they want to go, and then looking at our performances and the way that we're playing and the way Tuchel's managing this team and the kind of the excitement of this team, you know, this can kind of bring some kind of, you know, we can have a bit of an advantage on that, you know, because I think we're looking attractive as an attractive club at the moment, and this could be a positive. But the performance, you know, Kante, you know, was world class. You know, just literally, he was just wow. You know what I mean? Like, he was back to his best last night. The whole, you know what I mean? We last night, you know. This was the old Chelsea. This was the you know, this kind of the game from last time reminded me of kind of the first season when, you know, Mourinho came back, you know, kind of back in like 2014, 2013 season, where it's just like you could just tell the passions and there's a sense of unity at the moment, you know, between the Chelsea players, and it's very it makes me very happy. It just makes me very happy to see that.
I hear that. I hear that. Johnny, obviously, no Mason Mount yesterday. It seems like Chelsea had their best performance overall without him. How do you feel?
Arguably, I'd say the first leg was what allowed us to progress. Without the away goal, I think it would have been a very nervy, totally different game. But aside from that, yes, Mount wasn't playing. The team played fantastic as a unit. Again, another clean sheet. Rudiger outstanding. Kante outstanding. I've said previously that we needed consistency in the final third, and that's finally come with Havertz playing 3 full 90 minutes. Ziyech has had 3 games consistently, and Timo's been in and out, but he's had a run of games before that. He's not had to overcome an injury like the other 2 or COVID. So for that reason, purely, I think we are starting to see more fluidity up front. We look like our progressive play looked a bit unstable at times and disjointed for me in certain parts of the game, but when it did connect and Ziyech dropped in and Havertz dropped in with Werner's movement, we look so dangerous. I'm just so ecstatic. So I've literally had 2.5 hours sleep, and I've said, like Chris said, I've said when we hit top of the group, it was the last time we did that since 2012. We've actually done it again, and we've literally done the double over Atletico, who arguably are the informed side in Spain in La Liga, top of the league. And you've Tuchel's completely outdone Simeone. So look, I'm buzzing. Mount, I'll give you my man of the match. The man of the match, well, there's 3 candidates. You got Thiago Silva, Mount, and Georgina, all man of the match because they were there on the touchline. They were leading the side, bro. They were the cheerleader. You know what I'm saying.
Just Ed Thiago Silva. Just
Where is it?
That hat he wore was just class.
Let's face it. There it is. It's back. Johnny Bomb's back.
Johnny Bomb time.
Yeah.
Listen, Mount's important. Mount's pivotal. He's absolutely pivotal to the way Chelsea playing going forward. I know
is he? Is he though, Johnny?
Yeah, he is.
Because we played without him.
Everyone's getting excited right now because they're seeing a bit of Timo, Twinkle Toes, and Havertz and Ziyech, doing his little ballet dancing and that, and pirouetting around the pitch. But at the end of the day, right? Okay, at the end of the day, he's not doing it consistently. Last night, he did it more than the previous 2 games, but it's not consistent. There was periods in that game where Ziyech wasn't that great. And with Mount, no matter what, you're getting a flat 7 out of 10 standard every performance. When he does perform, and let's see him with Havertz. Let's see him with Havertz and Werner and Ziyech playing well, because I think that will make a difference to Mount's game. It will make a difference.
Johnny, I think what it is there is that, like, with the Mount situation, like, for example, we can look at the Leeds game. I think the Leeds game, Mount wasn't a 7 his last, but he deserves an off game due to the consistent performances that he's had. I think when it comes to Mount, or just in general with the team, I don't think Mount should even be the focus right now. I think what Tuchel has shown with this team is that anyone can come into this team and anyone can perform, and that is all we want. Like that is that's the trademark of any good team. You look at Pep's team, you look at Alex Ferguson's teams of old. He could put in Park Ji-sung and Raphael, and they would perform. You look at Pep, the way he rotates this team. So me personally, I don't have a preference. All I want is the guys who are.
I know.
Go on, Daniel.
Yeah, no, the guys who are responsible or who are given the opportunity to play any given game, they're just there to perform. Look, Mount, I've already said, look, I love Mount. I think Mount can be key. I don't like when people say Mount and Havertz can't play together. I think they can. I think they can adjust games and whatnot. But I think it doesn't matter who plays, whether Mount's on the bench or whether Mount's a good option to have off of the bench. Imagine bringing on Mount like in the 60th minute. We saw how well he played when he came on against Wolves. So starting Mount having him off the bench. Havertz, imagine an informed Havertz, Ziyech, Werner, Mount to all pick from, and if someone's maybe not performing, you can bring on an informed player. I think there's no we shouldn't as a club we shouldn't be getting into club wars. I don't like in-house club wars. We don't need that because our players are playing well right now, and we need to just continue that momentum. I think the next game is Palace.
To
You are
reply
spot
to you,
on.
I agree. It's not about single players, but what I say is, when Mount is the captain of Chelsea Football Club, you play your captain week in, week out. That will come. No, it's not an if, Jim. Come on, mate. It's going to happen. But
I say Reece James could be one.
With the Leeds game, he was too bothered. He was concentrating on Chilwell every time. Chilly, looking over his right shoulder. Where is Chilly?
Again.
Right? No, that's fact. And then you lose focus on once you get the ball or you've recovered the ball, what you do with it. And he did lay off 2 lovely balls, one to Chilwell and one to Pulisic, and they both fluffed their lines. That was that game, and that was an average performance for Mount.
But Mount messed up the pass to Cameron Sadoi. He could have gone clean through. So
Are we going to
get into Mount now? Come on,
2 out of 3. That's not very fair on Mount. That's 2 out of 3. So really, we should have had at least 1 goal.
This is not good.
No, it's all right. It's all right. But
Johnny,
for the Atletico game, because we're talking about the Atletico game, Alex. Yeah, the Atletico game, right? When Tuchel came out in his post interview, he said Kante was doing 1.5 man's work, and Kovacic had to do and cover the work that Mount would do, and he said that. And that is a huge credit to Mount.
It's okay, Charlotte.
No, can I just say?
No,
hold on.
No,
let me speak. You've spoken enough. Let me speak. You've spoken enough. You've spoken enough. Let me speak.
Let me put you next to each other.
I'm going to tell you. You interrupt everyone else. You interrupt everyone else. So why shouldn't I interrupt you? You interrupt everybody else when they speak. So why don't you pipe down for 5 minutes and let me speak?
The scene and now you're trying to butt into me.
Yeah,
That's very disrespectful.
I will.
No, you let me finish my point.
Everyone else. You're a hypocrite.
You're
a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
I'm a hypocrite.
No, hold on. You
who was
interrupt
speaking
everybody
before
else.
she came on?
Just agree to him.
Everybody else.
Who was speaking before you came on, Charlotte?
I'm sorry.
Charlotte,
You're allowed to interrupt. You're allowed to interrupt. Don't call me darling, Han.
Outstanding, brilliant performance. My ratings for Hakim Ziyech's performances. 100 out of 10. 100 out of 10.
Don't wrap me up. I was making my point, and you just go no.
All you want, and you can make the point all you want, but you can't come at me. You can't come at me. You can't come at me.
I was making my point, and you come in going no.
Next story.
Champions League.
Go on, say your point, Charlotte. Go on. No. Go on, say your point.
So you can interrupt everybody else, but when I do it, you call me out.
Talking about?
You've done that so many times. You do that all the time. When people are speaking, you interrupt them all the time.
Bro. I was speaking before she come on.
Right.
I was already speaking.
Oh my God,
Charlotte, let Johnny finish his point,
You're
and then
so
Charlotte
rude.
goes. Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely
Thank you. Can I finish my point? No.
I mean, it's a shit point, but carry on.
No. I will crack on. I'll tell you what I'm going to crack on.
Could you hurry up, please? Could you hurry up then? Because we're all getting a bit bored of the same shit, different day.
Yeah. No.
Same shit, different day, innit?
No.
Right, come on, Johnny, come on. Let's go,
that's the new intro. That's the new intro for Charlotte. No. All right. So anyway,
new intro for Johnny. Massive hypocrite.
What I'm saying? No, I'm not being a hypocrite.
Yeah, you are though. But you are though. A hypocrite is doing something that you.
Charlotte, let him finish.
Use a dictionary and Google what a hypocrite is, and then you realise you are one.
Charlotte, 2 seconds. Just let.
All right, Charlotte. You calm down now. So, Tuchel said in his post conference that Mount, the work of Kovacic and Kante, and especially Ziyech, was there to cover Mount, and that is a perfect example of how pivotal and important Mount is. That's all my point was. That's it. Before I had no. So there you go, Charlotte. The floor is yours, my love.
Perfect. I will.
Kante and Mount are made from the same bread. They're both so good at.
Let's just carry on with something. A hypocrite is someone who does something and then calls someone out for the same thing. So let me tell you, you're a hypocrite, mate, because you interrupt every fucking human being in the world.
Where did I
So don't
interrupt
come
a
at me.
human being, Charlotte? Where?
Yes, you did interrupt. I can call it DNA.
personal vendetta. I'm not a
Okay, right. Of course, story. You can pipe down for a second. You can pipe down for a second. You can pipe down for a second. I'm gonna speak. Okay, pipe down then. We'll stop talking then. We'll stop talking then and let me speak. Firstly, just like to clarify that we didn't need Mason Mount in the game. We absolutely flew past that. We absolutely breezed past that. It was a lovely game. We didn't need Mount at all. And the fact that you're saying we did need Mount is wrong, because we didn't actually need Mount. That was proven. We've all said, like, I'm not saying Mount's bad, but we didn't need him in that game. And that was proven with the fact that when Mount... It's funny how Mount was there and we only got 1 goal, but without Mount, we get 2 goals. It's funny, isn't it? Like, you know, I'm just like... I'm not saying Mount's bad, but as far as I'm concerned... We proved that we didn't need Jorginho and Mount, and that we can do it ourselves without Silva, Mount, and Silva, Mount, and Jorginho. It was an absolutely fabulous game. Rudiger had Felix basically just about everybody in his pockets. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say? Like, it was absolutely fabulous. We had a great game, and as far as I'm concerned...
Can I come back in?
I'm just talking about the game, to be honest. I have nothing to say to him.
It's going to be a big. So I thought we'd all get out and let you have your moment for a second.
No, I'm done. Like, I'm over it. Like,
I think going forward, Charlotte, if you don't have Jorginho... No. Well, you have finished because James.
No, I hadn't finished. I hadn't finished.
I'm sorry. Carry on, my love.
Gemma just asked if we were arguing. I said no. I was just finishing my thing.
Carry on. The floor's yours.
Rudiger, yeah, no, I know it is. I'm on the floor. Rudiger was absolutely fabulous. Like, for me, I mean, I didn't realize Suarez was on the pitch, and when they took him off, I was like, oh, he's been taken off. Cool story. He can't bite anybody. That's result. I think actually he was pocketing players left, right, and centre. Like, and you can't fault him. Zouma was good as well. Zouma wasn't what I thought he would. He was on point. Like, there wasn't serious mistakes being made. Like, in the against the Everton game, he was a little bit like shaky, but there was nothing like that in the Atletico game, which was really good to see. As far as I'm concerned, Havertz was good. I enjoyed that Kante did turn up yesterday. I was very impressed. Like, he did turn up yesterday, and for me, I'm happy with that. Yeah. Kovacic, for me, didn't turn up as much as Kante, and I'm not saying that in the bad way. It's not like he had an awful performance. Like, I'm not saying he had the world's shittest performance. If we're rating them on numbers, I'd give Kante an 8 and Kovacic a 7.5. Like, there's not much difference, but there was a little bit of difference that you could see.
Do you know what I'd say to that? I'd say that because Kante was so good, anyone next to Kante would have looked average because he was so good. He was doing
that's my point. That's my point. But that's the point I'm making is that he literally was performing.
Yeah.
I think for me, Werner was making great passes, and in the first half, his one touch towards the box, his one touch passes. I mean, until Ziyech got the ball and passed it to the other player, but we don't bring that up. I mean. I think for me, yes, Ziyech played well yesterday, but I mean, we don't need to get hyped up over it. Like, he's had one good game. Show me some consistency before I can. Yeah. Like, I can praise you on having a good game, and I will praise you on having a good game. But if you're not going to keep it consistent, how can I? How can I be like, yeah,
you can't rate him on one game, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I can give you a rating for his performance on this day, yesterday, but I can't give you an average overall performance because I need for the rest of the season to see some consistency. And I think he's shown he's capable a lot more than Pulisic, because Pulisic came on and who didn't turn up.
Pulisic is hardly played this season.
And also,
what is wrong with Pulisic, people? That's what I want to know. Actually,
he's basically Pulisic is like he's like a chocolate teapot. He's like a chocolate teapot. You put boiling water in and it just melts. He just melts. Like, it literally, he's completely pointless. Like, it's not that he can't be good. He's shown he's been good. He's shown moments of that.
He's a baller. What are you talking about?
Can he be consistent?
What are you talking about?
Since he's come back from his injury, he's not been a baller. So you can pipe down, Johnny.
Pulisic is a baller. What are you? How can you even say that he's not a baller?
I just said he's had moments of greatness last season that we saw. We haven't seen anything this season.
Do you know how old he is?
Yeah, he's 22 and he's had 21 injuries. So pipe down, Johnny.
Yeah, so
nah,
what?
mate.
So what?
Nah, mate.
What do you mean, nah, mate? We're not in the pub.
I'm sorry. You're in the he's not even been here 2 seasons and he's had 5 injuries. And you're telling me that's acceptable.
And when he's fit, he's unplayable. When he's fit, he's unplayable.
Yeah, and he hasn't been fucking fit. Oh my God.
You've got to ease him in, Charlotte. We don't need to rush him back. So what's your point? We don't need to rush him back. We're cool, mate.
What was that, man? What are you doing?
I actually can't right now. I'm boiled.
I'd give Pulisic one more season.
He has. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the fact is, he's had quite a few opportunities recently. That
talking about.
Sorry, I'm having too much fun here.
Hold on.
He's had 10-20 minutes in a game.
I know. So he's had 3 starting 11s, and basically most of the games, apart from when he was injured or when he was injured for the bigger games,
come on.
That he was actually.
This is the problem with the fan base. They're too immediate. They want a player to come in. They want a player to come in from injury.
I have said he is talented. I have said he is talented.
No, you said you want to sell him. I heard you say you want to sell him.
Yes, I have said I want to
sell
him.
Man. You're mad.
I'm not a mug. You're a you're mad, mate.
He said you're mad. You're mad.
He said you're mad.
Yeah.
Oh,
what did you say? He didn't call him mug. I heard that.
No, I didn't hear that.
He said
mad.
He said
mad.
I think maybe misheard.
Winter Surface here. Let's let Winter Surfer talk. Go on,
Yes, Winter.
I have no negatives from yesterday. I am supremely gassed. I'm so gassed, I don't even care who we get in the draw tomorrow, man. I don't even care. The only thing I'm disappointed is that after Sunday, we have 2 weeks of shitty international football.
Yeah,
it's the only disappointment on the horizon. I just don't want international football. But yesterday, I can't give anyone lower than a 7.5 yesterday. And I can't give anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone stepped up. Kante, my God, the Kante triplets were all over that pitch yesterday.
Yeah.
The Kante triplets were
Well,
all over that place.
Yeah.
And Rudiger, all I've ever asked for Rudiger is to step up.
Told you, Andrew.
Step up. And he has stepped up, man. And Zouma, you're right, Jim. Zouma can play in a back three. It's all done.
KZ Hive.
Yeah, he can play.
He wants to join my KZ Hive.
I will join that. I will join that.
Yes,
I love Zouma.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Great performance, man. And Mendy, and get this trending because I want Prime to suffer this. Mendy is better than Oblak.
No,
propaganda. Propaganda.
Do it.
Mendy is better. He's better. Of course he is.
Mendy gets no disrespected.
Send it to Latimer's Prime.
I love Mendy, but come on, Oblak is something. He's special.
It's propaganda, Chris. It's just propaganda.
I know, but I know. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just saying.
But I'll just
Go on, Winter Surfer. As I say, after Winter Surfer, let Hassan talk, innit?
It was all good, man. All good. Very good performance. Best performance under Tuchel by far. By far. Go on, Hassan.
Yeah, I hear that. Hassan.
Yeah, could you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say before I start, whatever Johnny says, just agree because otherwise it's gonna turn into a 4-hour debate.
No, it's not about agreeing.
I
can't have people coming on, regardless of whoever you are, to say that I am a hypocrite when I was making my point and I'm apparently butting in on my own point. I can't have it, man.
The thing is, Johnny, I agree with you. Johnny, can I just say one thing? Can I say one thing, Johnny? I agree with you. The way it was handled was wrong, but I do think you talking about Mount is not necessary right now because it's not about him right now. It's about the team that we played yesterday.
It was in the conversation, bro. It was from a chat that someone brought up. So I'm gonna reply to it. It was in the conversation.
Relax.
She just came in and said I'm a hypocrite. It's not.
We don't need to rely on any one player. A good
To
team
be honest,
relies on.
if it was me, I'd just sell Mason Mount and just make some money on it.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm coming for you, mate.
How much is it? 30 million?
The only way Mason Mount's ever gonna get bought by anyone is if they buy Chelsea Football Club. That's
It's
the
just
only
a
way.
Johnny, just promise me if you ever get that news, you're with someone who can help you recover afterwards.
We ain't selling him, man. No chance. No chance.
Guys,
No
I've got a
chance.
question. I've got a question
Yeah.
for you all, actually. Champions League, obviously, we progress. You know, everyone's saying, "Oh, I want Porto. I want Porto." I mean, it's a very slim chance we'll get Porto. There's still Dortmund there. There's still Bayern there. There's Man City there. There's Real Madrid there. There's Liverpool there. Is anyone here actually confident of Chelsea actually making it to a Champions League final? And is there anyone here that's actually confident that we can actually win it?
Yes,
Or are
I'm
we
confident
I
we're
am
going to win it.
confident.
We're going to win it.
I am confident, and I want Real Madrid next because we're gonna do them in.
Okay.
I mean, why not?
Why can't we win it? Why can't we?
Yeah.
This team's better than
Exactly.
us
Real
as well.
Chris.
Like,
Yes.
If that
We'll go
team
win the
it, this
Champions
team-
League.
I will be confident, yeah. If Bayern gets City next round, I will be very confident. But until then, I'm kind of worried. But if
we'll
Bayern
wait
actually
for
gets
tonight.
City,
And can I add to that, Lens?
Yeah, I hear the
think-
Bayern and not Real Madrid, Bayern and what's it called, Man City. They are tough teams to beat. So yeah, them two together be good.
Yeah, that helps if one of them get paid or they
Yeah.
get paid PSG. That helps because one of them will then get knocked out, obviously.
I
So-
think for me, I think the only way we stopping our momentum, and I think Andrew's brought upon that international break, and I'm not sure how many players going to be away. I heard it's going to be only 2 players, I think.
Yeah, which is good because then he can have two solid weeks of working with a lot of the core
So
group.
if it's so, then that's the last thing. I will hope that those players that go on international break do not get injured, and that's the last thing that we need from.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Because it's free England games. It's free England games. So.
We don't want that. We don't want that. I don't mind playing Liverpool again. I think
I
wouldn't mind
want
us
Liverpool,
going to
Jim.
Liverpool and slapping them.
No. Liverpool
I want
dangerous.
Liverpool, man.
Liverpool dangerous in Champions League.
With Kabak and Phillips.
Yeah, but it's a cup final. It's a cup final.
They can't break us down, Johnny. They can't break us down, man.
Over 2 legs,
Can't break us down.
we do them. We do them over 2 legs.
Yeah,
I'm confident about against anyone, but just with the English teams, I don't want to face them yet. I just.
Yeah, that's.
I'd rather have a flipping Real Madrid. I really would.
Would you be scared to play against
Or a
Haaland,
Dortmund,
or
yeah.
would you think we'd be able to cope with it?
We'll show Haaland what's up.
Haaland might score against us, but their defense is
If we get Real Madrid and beat them, we can say we can say Madrid is blue. Madrid is blue.
Dortmund's defense is crap. Even Sevilla scored like 4 goals against them or something like that. So
all I'm gonna say is I wouldn't mind taking Dortmund because the defense is just shaky. Like it's only Haaland.
The only advantage taking Dortmund is that we can start negotiations a bit early. We can go and meet them.
Kick him out.
Audition for Haaland. Yeah.
Talking tunnels with him.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear
Ages
that.
Rudiger.
But I want Madrid, man. I want Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm with Andrew on that one. I fancy Real Madrid.
Who would you rather have in the final between Bayern Munich and Man City?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich,
yeah.
Man City because they'll bottle
I'll
it.
be honest. I think we can beat
Man
both.
City.
I think we can beat
Yeah,
both.
Stop
Man City
the
will bottle it.
quad. Stop the quad.
Listen, if Man City get to the
Jem,
final,
I got
we're not
you a
losing
question actually.
Go on.
When will you admit, like Chelsea can win the Champions League? What will it take?
Until we're in the final.
Basically.
After the final whistle.
90th minute, 1-0 up. 90th minute, 1-0 up.
He answered it for you, Chris. I was about to say that, so that's what I was going to say.
Were you?
No, but then it'll be
Fair enough.
then it'll be. Oh my god! Not until we lift the trophy, because it means.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. When we actually won the Champions League and we got to penalties against Bayern Munich, I thought we were going to I had because of what happened in Moscow, I was just shitting myself at that point, and I was just like, we're not going to win it. Even then, I didn't feel like we was going to win it. Like I was just like,
I'll be honest. The stars aligned that season. I was confident. when we got
Tottenham
how
are 3-0
confident
down.
were you-
Tottenham are 3-0 down.
But how
No,
confident?
they
were
ain't.
you?
Tottenham are losing.
No, they ain't.
Are
Don't lie.
Arsenal down? Are Arsenal
Don't lie,
down?
don't lie,
Are
don't
Arsenal
lie.
down
They can't
2-0?
They were.
No, Arsenal got
Wait,
through.
wait,
Arsenal got through. Arsenal got
They're
through.
about to get kicked out.
Tottenham are actually 3-0 down.
I just saw a notification. One sec.
Is the 3-0 down?
No, yeah, 3-0. He's right.
Oh
We just scored 3-0.
And guess what? And guess what?
Yep.
Who was the one saying
I
that
just saw a
Spurs can get in the
notification.
fucking
Hold
Europa
on, are
League?
Spurs going
Don't
out?
jinx it. I'm
Are Spurs
I'm-
going out?
At this moment in time,
They could be
Johnny,
going out.
They're going out. Yes, yes.
Wait.
Love it.
Oh
I
my
love
god.
it.
Wait, is it over?
How have they done that?
They out.
I
They
was-
out.
No, not yet. It's
I
extra
was
No.
at the,
extra
if it
time.
finishes, yes, they would be because they're 3-0 down.
How
And
long's to
losing
go?
3-2.
How long's to go?
Time when it's up. I don't get
15
it.
That was
minutes.
56 minutes.
15 minutes. And
Yeah,
are
they're in
they at
extra
home?
time.
Oh
Are they at home
my
or
No,
away?
they're away.
Oh,
So what do they need? They just need one goal then.
Guys,
They
They
need
just
one
need
goal.
one goal.
man.
Yeah, they just need
Yeah.
one
Oh,
goal.
Do you
right.
realise,
I ain't
yeah?
saying nothing then. I take it back.
You know
I was
the
joking with-
manager.
But
The
I was
manager
joking
went
with
to
my
prison
Spurs.
and he's
I was
still
joking with my Spurs mate about the new manager bounce for Zagreb. But you know,
Yeah.
What bounce they have?
I'd absolutely love it if
No,
Jose
I
gets
was like-
chucked out Europa. Oh my god. I'd
Imagine
love
Man
it.
United.
no.
get
Oh,
out there as well.
where
If
were
Man
those
United
Spurs
get
fans
out, we're all
confident
gonna
of bowing
party.
off?
Shut
Yeah, but
up, Jem. We're not getting
you would
out.
be.
Man United going out.
Nah,
Put
nah.
your
Yeah,
hands up with Man
United
United going out.
they might
Let's go.
they might slip up tonight.
Talking
No,
more crap.
Imagine Arsenal
you
the only
forget.
English team in Europa
Tomorrow
League.
he's going to score a one.
Fred's
Mate,
going to
as
drop a
surrounded by Chelsea
masterclass.
fans, mate,
Fred's going to
you're
drop a
outnumbered here.
masterclass.
That's time on
Okay.
It's going to be a Fred game. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Oh,
Yeah.
be quiet, Andrew.
McTominay,
Oh,
Scotty
AC
Show
Milan
McTominay.
your
scored.
face, ads. Show your face. Yeah.
Oh, I'm.
Show you.
I'm
I'm
predict
not
it.
doing
Ads,
that.
You
ads,
putting up your
I'm
your
gonna-
camera makeup for the watch along later, are you, ads? Is that what you're doing? Show
I'm
your
going to
face.
predict. I'm going to predict
Yeah,
a Scotty
show your face.
McTominay absolute worldie from 50 yards out. That's what I'm
You
going to
love these
predict.
young
50
like
yards.
Scots
50
and
yards.
Aussies, then, didn't you?
50 yards.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ.
Scotty was a striker, mate. He was a striker when he had. He was a
He's doing this.
striker. mate.
Yeah, man.
He's centre back for
Goal
Scotland.
shot.
though.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Man. He's a good player.
No, he is a good player. Yeah.
Scotty McTominay,
Boys.
I rate him.
Obviously, we got the game on Sunday, FA Cup, Sheffield United. Is anyone worried about us? Actually, I say worried because we're playing so well, but anyone worried that we could potentially fall out of that?
I'd like to raise my hand.
Both of them were, but I
What
do
changes
think
would you make to
Sheffield-
the team as well? Like
Billy
who would
Gilmore's
you-
got to play.
I want to say something. 2 words.
Go on.
Kante has to play. Kante has to play after that game.
No,
I'd say-
do you know what? This
Kante.
might scare you guys. I think Kepa is going to start on Sunday.
Yeah, Kepa.
Yeah, so do I.
Billy
I think Kepa's
Gilmore.
gonna
I
start.
think
I
Sheffield
think,
United will
what's the
turn
most
up. I think they'll
important
give us a
thing-
game.
I
Yeah.
think
I
what's
don't think
the
it will
most
be
important.
easy.
I think
Can
Thiago
I say
Silva
one
might
thing? Yeah.
start.
Well, yeah.
But Thiago
reckon?
Silva
Give him
might
some
start.
minutes. Don't start him.
Yeah.
Give him some minutes.
I just think we need to keep the squad happy.
Mason
you
Mount
know.
will start.
Mason Mount
Yeah,
starts.
Manny Mount.
Jorginho will start.
Do you know
I
what?
don't
I'd
think
like
so.
I'd like Havertz and Timo to play so they can bag some goals and actually get
Yeah,
some
totally.
goals.
Yeah, I like
Yes,
Kai Havertz.
Johnny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want a strong team to start.
I think Giroud will start. I think Giroud
Wait,
will
guys,
start
guys,
Sunday.
but you know, we kind of have to.
No, Mr.
because-
FA Cup will start.
And Pulisic. And Pulisic as well. I think he'll
Tap in
start.
Tammy.
Abraham's injured.
Mr. What did you
isn't he?
beans?
We're all
Is he injured?
confident.
What
Yeah.
about Emerson? I think Emerson. He might give Emerson.
Oh yeah, Emerson
Hey,
will
now look
start.
at one here. Say it again, mate.
I was saying that, like, you know, we're all confident now, yeah, obviously because we're playing well, but you know, we need to be careful because this is Sheffield United's. Like, Sheffield United are going down, so this is the only like kind of last hope of trying to do something during the season.
It's their cup final.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna give their all, you know, so we have to still be careful. Like, you know what I mean, like, it's
That's
not
what I'm saying,
a
strong.
football
Oh
game.
yeah, and
I
Start
still
a
think he
strong
makes. I think he makes 5 or 6 changes. I still think.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would start
Yeah.
Gilmore though. I would give Gilmore one out. I think he deserves it.
and
But
and don't forget.
I
don't
can see him
forget-
coming on, but not starting.
Oh,
I was
Ads,
gonna-
you're lucky that Ibra's not playing, man. Ibrahim is not even on the...
Bro, listen,
Yeah,
we would have
I
stuck
didn't
even
expect him
if
to
he was
start.
playing. We'd fuck him
Nah,
up
he
even
would
if he was
score against
playing.
a hat
We'd
trick.
fuck him up.
Is he on the bench? Yeah?
No,
Yeah.
be
He's on
quiet.
the bench,
No,
he's on the bench.
no,
I can
no,
just see him coming on,
no,
just scoring.
no, no,
Ibra
no.
Bicey, 4 yards out.
He'd flatten that blockhead Maguire, man. man. That's what he do. Flat
He
out.
would.
Guys, imagine
Yeah.
Spurs and United going out of Europe the same week we beat Atletico Madrid, man.
Yeah, imagine that.
It'd be
All
fun.
right, I can see the James gonna come on the channel slapping Alex to the face, man.
I can't wait.
I won 10 quid because a Tottenham fan bet with me they'd win the league this season.
They actually thought they can win the league.
Yeah, I'll be honest, boys. I don't even know how they came into the conversation of winning the trophy in the fucking first place. About Europa League. Fuck off.
Why don't you just say to your friend?
I was just gonna say,
to your friend, you might as well just burn that tenner in front of me, man. Waste the money. Do you know what I mean? Why don't you go to your friend? If you're giving away your money, I've got these magic beans. If you want to buy them.
Did you say money?
money. Oh, yeah, I was just gonna. All right. I was just gonna say, like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Money. Bring me the money.
Johnny's got to my head.
Johnny
money, show me the money.
Give me the money.
Money mate.
Oh, no.
Bring me the
Come on, everyone together. Money. Come on, Ad.
Money.
Bring me the money.
Money.
Give me the money.
Money.
Here comes
Love it.
Lord Mount Army here.
Money.
Money.
Oh, for
Bring me
God's
the
sake,
money.
no, it's over. No,
You need
Spurs
to-
have
you need
lost.
to-
They're out. They're
Are
gone.
they?
What?
They're out.
Yeah. What?
Serious? Serious?
It's not over.
Tanya's on Twitter saying,
It's not over.
Tanya's on
We've got 8
Twitter
minutes
saying,
left.
but he's a serial winner. Like, I'm sick to death of everyone blaming Jose Mourinho. Like,
It's
these
not his
players,
fault,
they are a
man. It's
pack
the
of
play-
pussies.
Yeah, you're right. It's
No,
the
of course
players.
not.
All
It's
I'm
not
gonna
just
say
players
is
and the
They're
manager.
trash.
Blame as well.
They're trash.
all I'm
Not
gonna
the
say.
mentality to
Eric
win
Dyer
stuff,
is in the
really.
England squad. Why?
That's
They've
what
got no balls.
Brexit
Not good
FC,
enough.
here we come.
Anyway,
If
people.
Jose can't win him a trophy, then no one can. That's all I'm
no
gonna
one
say.
can.
It's like Lenny said, it's a part of the history.
One day Ramos can.
Guys, I have some goal news. Before you wrap up. Stavellia just scored against Rangers.
We know with Tottenham, it's a part of the history. You know. We
Anyway,
know the
people,
history.
please
No,
smash
so this
that
is
like
the
button.
history of
Please
the Tottenham.
subscribe
The
if you're
history
new
of
as well.
Tottenham.
Please, yeah. What did I say? Please smash the like button. Please subscribe. That's it, really, isn't it? Yeah. Please subscribe. We're getting the road to 1K. We're getting close to it.
Guys, I got nothing.
Go and tune in
Subscribe,
with Slens and Winter Surfer and that on Kai's channel, KH No Filter. I think they're on at 8:30. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Oh, shit, yeah.
Big up to that
It's
channel.
fine. Jesus.
go and jump on over there. Let's finish it off here. But guys, again, we appreciate it. We move forward together. Let's see who we get tomorrow. We will have, maybe not tomorrow, maybe Saturday. We will go through the draw and what we think and that as well. So we'll do a little sort of hour show where you guys can come on and we can have a chat about who we think is going to go through in the games, etc.
Subscribe to
So
this
we'll
channel.
definitely be doing that. But yeah, we appreciate it. As
Subscribe.
always. Thank you very, very much to Slens, Johnny, Chris, Winter Surfer, Grey Woolston, man like Alex, what to say about Alex after his madness yesterday? Alex, the gas.
I rated that.
My Chelsea.
Fully entitled, bruv. Fully entitled to be guest, man.
Oh, the opera singer in that.
And yeah, boys, Champions League might be coming
Here
home.
we
hey?
come.
Yeah, it's coming back.
We're on to
It's like he's played